Happy Autistic Ladies Aveta Pudilova is working alongside Transport for West Midlands, looking at a survey on neurodivergent individuals. How people work in our world around us is different by everybody's interpretation of it. And she joins me now to tell me more about the work that's going on. How are you doing?
All right, thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, good to talk to you. So, first of all, give us a bit of a background to Happy Autistic Lady.
Of course. So, Happy Autistic Lady is a company that delivers neurodiversity training and awareness campaigns to businesses, universities, any kind of organization to help improve reputation, satisfaction, and retention of neurodivergent students and staff. And we started a few years back when my sister was diagnosed autistic. So it's very much based off our lived experiences and our expertise around neurodiversity. And we're now working with Transport for West Midlands to make public transport in the region more accessible for everyone.
Absolutely. Now, when it comes to it, autism and neurodivergency, ADHD, these have all existed since human beings have been on this planet. However, our understanding of these conditions and the way in which we help others to work in what is an increasingly unusual world for the chemical makeup of our minds is something which is it's hugely important that we do. Now, whilst in the past people have excelled in different areas because of their autism or ADHD, it's getting to grips with how and why now that makes it more interesting. And also, whereas people may have shied away from certain environments or surroundings because of the way in which their mind works, actually these days we can be much more understanding and make these areas accessible to more and more people.
Definitely agreed.
So, what is the basis of the survey, and then how does it start to get a better understanding of users of these transport services who may be non-standard in the neuro stakes?
So the reason behind why we're doing this survey is because nothing like this has been done before from a lived experience and expert-led perspective. About 20% of the UK's population is neurodivergent or has a hidden disability, so quite a significant percentage of public transport users fit that category as well. But what we found is that that demographic, that population, will have different barriers when using public transport, including things like sensory sensitivities, navigating public spaces. But then it also really importantly impacts access to employment and education. Because if you can't use the bus or the metro to get to your final destination, that's going to impact your day-to-day life. And so with Transport for West Midlands, we're trying to not only improve accessibility of public transport, but in the long run, ultimately also improve the accessibility for people to, go to their jobs, to go to their studies, or access community engagement, which all adds to mental health and people's well-being.
Yeah, and these sort of things have got various different levels of access requirements, and we very often these days see people with noise cancelling headphones on. Now, on the metro or on the bus, actually, so many people have got headphones on, it doesn't stand out. But if we see it in a theatre or in another non an environment where you wouldn't necessarily expect someone to be listening to music. Actually, yeah, those noise cancelling headphones are what allows someone to be there very often, and it's that sort of yeah, accessibility and the understanding without looking across and tutting at someone not paying attention. Actually, those headphones are how they pay attention.
Exactly. And there's a misconception that, wearing headphones or any kind of noise reducers means that you can't hear, or as you said, that you're listening to music. But in reality, quite often it allows you to actually be in a space. And, public transport is a very loud and noisy place. And so having those noise cancelling headphones or earplugs can actually, allow you to focus or dim down surrounding noise and access that space or even have conversations with those around you.
Yeah, because a close sound will always penetrate, and it's the sort of imagine being on a plane all of your life, and the noise that you get from being on there, and how that can really wind you up. Imagine that, but it's standard everyday sounds which you're doing, and not just the sound of a Boeing 747. That sort of thing. Yeah, it's interpreting and understanding for people as well, isn't it? That's important.
Exactly, and it's really important as well to be aware of why people might wear headphones or use other kind of aids because if you constantly have to explain yourself to others, it can get quite tiring and energy draining. I mean, um, those who are listening, or even you yourself, you probably might have, a glass of water by your side or a cup of tea. And if, you went to work every day and your colleagues or your team members were to be asking you every 10 minutes, oh, why are you drinking water? Why are you drinking water? It'd probably get a bit annoying explaining, right? Wouldn't it? Because for you, that's just automatic and it's something that you need to do. Similarly, as for a neurodivergent person, wearing headphones in a loud space are a necessity, alongside other aids. Constantly explaining that can be really anxiety inducing or tiring. And so, if those around you have the awareness and understand and respect that you do those kind of things to support yourself, and that can make a massive difference on your well-being and your ability to access public transport and other spaces.
So, what is the status on the survey at the moment?
So it's just been launched today, and if you scan this QR code right here with your phone or any kind of device, it'll take you to the website where you can fill it out online, and it's going to be open until the end of the month, so until the 30th of January. It only takes a few minutes to fill out, and if you do fill it out, then you'll also actually even be entered into a prize draw with a chance to win a £50 Amazon voucher. So it's also a fantastic way of sharing your experiences, whether you're neurodivergent or not. The survey is open to everyone. And it's also an amazing way to help shape the future of the West Midlands and how public transport services will look across the entire country.
And of course, have you got a Facebook page which is also featuring that link?
Definitely. So if you go on Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn, any other social media platforms, and you simply search for Happy Autistic Lady, it'll be right there. Or you can also go on Google or onto any, Chrome Safari, put in happyautisticlady.com, and you will find the link and more information about the survey online.
But this is only a small part of the work that you do. And you mentioned a little bit earlier on about how you actually run workshops and the like. So tell us a bit more about how maybe schools or businesses get in touch with you and what sort of workshops you're able to deliver.
Cool. So, easiest way to get in touch with us is going on one of our social media platforms or on our website. Simply search for happyautisticlady.com and fill out the contact form there. Or you can send an email to info@happyautisticlady.com as well directly. And we deliver training and workshops either directly to neurodivergent students and staff or to managers to help them support their neurodivergent community. And the reason why this is so important, both in workplaces and educational settings, is because every year up to 8,000 autistic students drop out of higher education. And up to 50% of neurodivergent staff are actively thinking of leaving the workplace. So not that just they want to leave, but they are actively searching for a new company to go to. And the reason why this is so important is because for universities, that dropout rate of autistic students results in £73 million in lost tuition in one academic year. Bearing in mind that's only autistic students, that doesn't include those who are dyslexic or ADHDers. Unfortunately, there's a lack of data on that. So those numbers are likely to actually be so much higher. And those neurodivergent staff members, 50% of those who are actually thinking of leaving, if they were actually to leave, then that would result in £25 billion in potential turnover costs across the country. I mean, imagine what that would do not only to the economy, but even to a company's reputation if suddenly 50% of their neurodivergent staff left and to their potential expenses of hiring new staff. So receiving training is really important, not just for ethical and legal reasons where there is legislation in place to protect and support neurodivergent and disabled staff. It's not just ethical and legal reasons and, ensuring the well-being of your staff members and students, but also, to ensure the retention of everyone in the long run and ensure everyone has equal access to opportunities.
But equally, that everyone has access to people who've got amazing skill sets, and it's something which we've not really talked about until the last 30, 40 years in any sort of detail. Yet there've always been neurodivergent people out there doing what they do and doing it so well. We just have never started to understand. And whilst things like autistic burnout and the fact that somebody's social battery may not be where it needs to be for the situation they find themselves in, now we appreciate that more than we've ever done before. And I think it's those facilitating parts of our society that we need to focus on. Yes, there are negatives with everybody's personality, and there are negatives around being autistic or having ADHD. That's just the way it is. So, there's an awful lot of great work that can be done here to allow businesses and education establishments to get the best out of everybody.
Definitely. And I always like to say that, neurodiversity and neurodivergence, it's a human experience. Um, Difference with neurodivergent individuals that they have different kind of traits, different combination of traits, and to a greater extent. But it is a hidden disability at the end of the day. Neurodivergent individuals will have strengths and will have areas where they need more support. But studies have proven that neurodivergent teams, when they receive the support that they need, they're up to 30% more productive than neurotypical teams. And that's not to say that any kind of a neurological, is more superior, but it just shows how when you receive the support that you need, that you can really flourish and excel at whatever it is that you do. And
Mm.
so it's just about understanding people's needs and how we can help everyone around us.
Yeah, it's like every great artist is nothing without the materials, and it's just the same.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely.
So I love the fact that you have all sorts of tips and advice on the website, including your range of stickers as well. And I think stickers and badges. I mean, ADHD and autism are sometimes a badge that needs to be worn publicly so people understand what's going on. And I mean, that's something that you actually have the stickers and badges to be worn publicly.
Thank you. Yes, that's actually how we started the business several years ago. We started as a shop selling empowering badges and stickers that help you communicate your needs for you without having to verbalize them. And it kind of touches on what we spoke about earlier about having to constantly explain or, share your support needs with others. Because, if someone were to tell you that they're autistic or neurodivergent, would you necessarily really understand what that means? Maybe not. But even if you would, then everyone's experiences are different. One autistic person will be very different from another autistic person. And so we create and sell these badges and stickers that you can wear on your lanyard, your t-shirt, your backpack. You can put a sticker on your water bottle, your laptop, anywhere you really want. And it'll say things like, oh, I'm wearing noise cancelling headphones, but I can still hear you, for those who use noise cancellers, or things like that. I don't do eye contact, but I'm still listening. Many autistic people aren't comfortable with eye contact and then experience, being told they're rude or people thinking that they're not listening because they're not making eye contact when that's actually not the case. And so wearing a badge like this or a sticker can help you communicate your needs without having to verbalize them every single time.
More ways of helping to create a surroundings which is accessible to all, and it's all part of that journey that everybody goes on through life, and it's so important that we all get to shine in our own ways, and this is just another way of doing it. With that work that you're doing with Transport for West Midlands as well, and that survey which we said we can find on the Facebook page, there's some amazing steps forward that are there to make sure that everyone can be involved in the workplace, in being able to get there and on time, and make the most of everything that we have around us. Because I mean, we're in a world now which is so much more accessible through the likes of the internet and the way in which we can interact and the way we can choose to interact, whether it be maybe somebody only likes communicating via WhatsApp rather than talking on the phone. All these sort of things actually don't often make a difference, and it's great that we now have technology that can help us do this, as well as the understanding from real life human beings, as whether we're say neurotypical or a standard, or there is a divergency in some way there. So there's some brilliant work that's been done. Give us all the details once again on where we can find you, including the Facebook page.
Thank you so much. So you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn if you search for Happy Autistic Lady, or you can go directly to our website, happyautisticlady.com, where you'll find more information about neurodiversity, the survey, and you can also find our shop there with the empowering communication badges and stickers.
And can people email in as well?
Definitely feel free to email in with any questions that you might have. Our team is always more than happy to answer and help out.
And what email address should we use there?
If you simply type in info@happyautisticlady.com, then you'll get right through to us.
Well, thank you for the work that you're doing. Keep up the good work, and good luck with the survey. So it runs through till the end of this month. So worthwhile having your say. And again, this is open to everybody. You don't have to be neurodivergent to be part of this. For now, Veta Belilova, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.